Right then, morning guys.
Well,
We're out for another bit of a hike today. Not a camping one this morning. What we're trying to do is find some new locations.
a scouting mission.
Scouting, yeah. We talked about before, excuse the breathlessness, we've just come up a big hill. Well, I say big. We were down there and we're going up there. So we're not our fittest at the minute. Anyway, scouting mission. So we talked about the Viking Way hike in the last video, and how we're doing that for charity this summer. Doing really well so far, raised about £900. Obviously want to earn a bit more for St Andrew's Hospice and his man club. So we're doing part of the Viking Way through TLB, and scouting some places to wild camp while we're doing it. So stick with us, we'll show you some lovely pictures of some scenery.
Yeah, we've actually got the weather on our side for the change. It's nice. I mean, it might be a bit too hot at some point, but better than rain, I suppose. We seem to be always out in the rain or the fog. We can actually see where we're going today.
So us being us, we looked at the weather, it said overcast, so we've worn trousers and hoodies and jumpers, and as you can see, I'm not sure you would get a nicer sun even if you were abroad.
Oh, gorgeous.
I suppose it's the same sun really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, right, catch you in a bit.
Well, that is first point where we're going to have a look, see if there's anywhere in there to camp. I assume there is. There's trees, which means there's hammock spots. We're dying a bit because we only just did that. It's hard to tell the gradient.
Do you know what? The worst of it is that it doesn't look like a hill on the camera.
No, I know. I've seen that before. Like something we've been dying on, and then watched the video back and gone, tarts.
You guys are going, what are you moaning at? But it is hilly, guys, honestly. Whoever says Lincolnshire's flat probably hasn't walked around here.
Yeah.
Right then, guys, so we found our first potential spot. Not very hidden.
No, it's stealthy, but it's for the views.
Absolutely. You absolutely.
It's not the YouTube views.
You wouldn't mind getting caught camping up here, would you? So I don't know if you guys can see, when we do our Viking Way walk, over there, right in the distance, you can't even see it on the camera so far, here's a place called Lincoln, and we'll be walking from here to there, and it seems daunting when you're looking at that. It really does.
Yeah, I've changed my mind now, I'm not doing it.
Definitely is.
It's too late now, I'm already in the hole.
It's too late for you, you're already in the hole!
We're not entirely sure what that is. It looks abandoned as well, so we might have to have a bit of an explore. I mean, times of storms and that, it'd be good to slot in there. That looks like a really old village church type building. If you look at the arches in the windows and the tops.
If we're wrong, guys, feel free to throw it in the comments. If anyone knows what that building probably was,
yeah,
let us know. We know there's some Roman ruins around here. It's not Roman, obviously, and there's some really old 11th and 12th century churches. But the windows on there look too smart for it to be a farm building.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let us know. Any ideas?
Yeah, we'll see if we can get any closer, have a look. But yeah, right.
We found camping spot number 2, guys.
Yeah, we're going to burrow into that.
If anybody's set up to Mine Loop, the where we looked at the abandoned underground tunnels, it'll be a bit reminiscent of me squeezing in and out of that.
Yeah, the hole was like this. Not really, but it was close enough. There's no way I was getting in there.
And if you do go back and watch it, you'll see what a friend this arse is. Left me to squeeze out of that tunnel, won't even pull on my legs.
It looked like the scene from, well, this is Grimsby or whatever it's called, Grimsby Brothers. And,
yeah. Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura. Now, if you know what I'm on about, with the squeezing out of the whole scene, you'll know exactly what I'm on about.
If you do know what I was on about, stick it in the comments, guys.
We'll go back and have a look, see what you think.
Absolutely.
The mother rhino is giving birth.
So it looks like somebody's left some plastic.
You know what bugs me about that? I know I keep whinging about it in every video and they're all going to get bored of me. But they carried it here.
Yeah, so
They
could
carry
just,
it back.
Yeah.
I mean, you think the visitor's place, because it's natural, it's well kept, it's.
Yeah.
But I mean, who wants to visit a place that's like that?
Yeah, big
Or if
chunk
they'd
of
come
plastic.
back and visit a place if it was like that.
We're gonna have to come back this way and try and roll it up.
Leave no trace, guys. Leave no trace.
But aside from the big chunk of Dexter plastic, the this bit is actually quite beautiful. So there's a good chance we've found some half decent spots up there that we're going to go look at, because the route we take is going to run along here a bit further up, and then worst case scenario we could just jump in and chill out somewhere in here, pass out for a few hours, get up and then carry on with the walk.
Absolutely.
But let's have a look. Right. I mean, if it's dark, we're probably going to trip and break our legs on all these trees, but yeah.
Found a little bit of a spot. I think I've just been talking to you. We kind of like where we are at the minute. What I wanted to do was show you a bit of a setup. I know we've done a tarp setup before. In one of the last videos where the deer tried to come and cuddle up with me at night in my tarp, I set up a tarp tent, and there was a few of you asked how we go about setting up, and we didn't really show you. So what we're going to do today is just put up quickly and try and give you a better example of how it's done. All you need is a tarp. Mine's a 3x3 DD multicam tarp. I've got my hiking poles with me, but a branch will do as long as you've got a knife to sort of trim the ends off to keep it taut, and some pegs. And again, if you've got no pegs, like we said in other videos, this ground's so soft you can use twigs. Yeah. So anyway, we'll bring you back when we've cleared the surface and found somewhere to lay the tarp. Right then guys, so we found a spot. We just need to clear the ground a little bit. We do lay the tarp down flat to begin with, so you need to make sure you've got nothing that's going to poke through it. This is a terrible spot, by the way. If we were camping, I wouldn't pick here. Not by choice anyway. It's downhill, it's really soft, and we've got a few sort of trees over the top of us that are overhanging, so I probably wouldn't pick this spot, but to put the tarp down, it's perfect. Right guys, so what I have in my tarp setup is a bit of a ground sheet. I know it's not very stealthy, but it's inside the tarp, you're never going to see it. It's about 3x6, just enough to cover the floor and stop anything puncturing through. Got the 3x3 DD hammock multi-cam tarp, and in there, I know it's not purist, but what I tend to use is these bungee cords, because if you need to put it up or down in a hurry, these are perfect. That tends to be my ridge line for most of my setups, and then I use plastics on there if I need to for the eyelets. Then as well in there we have a bit of cord if we need it, some guy lines and some pegs, and the tarp itself. Let's get it put up. So what you want to do guys, once you've got your ground sheet down, you figure out where you're going to be. You could peg this down. I'm not going in for the purposes of this because we don't plan on sleeping for the night. Then what you're doing is grab your tarp itself and roll it out. Now for this setup, this tree is going to be the back. This bit at the front is going to be nice and open, so that's going to be our doorway. So you're going to spread this out, pull all the corners taut, and we'll bring you back. And so once you've got your tarp stretched out in a square, all the corners out, this is going to be your ridge line, and the tree at the back we're going to use for tying up to. Okay, so again, this is going to be your backside, that's going to be your front. So what we need to do is come down here to these loops, and you're going to come in one loop. Find yourself a stake or a twig, and we're going to pop that in. Okay, and we're going to do the same the other side. Now what you do when you do the other side, you need to put a bit of tension on that against the one we've just pegged. So put your twig in, pull it out so it's stretched, pop your stake in. Right, we're going to go over towards the front now guys. So when we're at the front, what we need to do is from this front corner, we're going to come in one peg. Now, instead of staking this one down here, what we need to do is put your stake in and bring it in. And what you want to do is bring it in line with the peg at the back, keeping it nice and taut. Okay, we'll tuck this under for now, so it's nice and neat. But when we did it properly, that would go underneath your ground sheet. We'll do the same on the other side. So from the peak, we'll come in one. And what we're going to do is bring that in. So we're opposite the peg at the back. And make it nice and taut. Don't worry about this being saggy in the front, guys. It'll all become clear in a minute. So once you've done that, looks a bit of a mess, I appreciate. You're going to need to get yourself a hiking pole, branch, something like that. Don't know how tall yours are, but if you use the measurements on the side, this is set at 130 centimetres. So what you're going to do, take your centre loop, you're going to bring your pole in, okay? And you're going to use that to create the peak. Now we can use a guy line on this to tie it down, or we could take this a bit further in, create a bit more tension. Okay, so once we said we'll put this hiking pole in as your ridge, what we're then going to do is set up a guy line. Now, like I said, I like bungee cords, so easy, quick release, can dash off if you're caught doing something you shouldn't be in the middle of the night. And all you're going to do is bring that down to your peak. Okay, if you've got a branch with a bit of a twig with a bit of a branch coming off, use it to hold it there. We're going to do the same at the back for the ridge line. And once we've done that, we're going to tuck all these loose ends under at the bottom. Now what you can do if you need to is peg these down. I prefer to tuck them under because with the wind and the rain, it's underneath your tarp. You're completely sealed in. So, bungee cord, I've got the one with the 2 carabiners at the end. Now in theory what you probably would have done is set this up beforehand so you're not leaning over, because if you've got little arms like me, little T-Rex arms, you're more likely to stand on your tarp. And then what you're going to do is around the tree, putting a bit of tension on that tarp and locking it off. Now you'll notice I've left that really loose. Okay, what I can do, it's got so much stretch on it, we can take it all the way back. Now if you look at the bottom, you'll see it's now a bit loose. It's not as taut as it was. And that's because I brought that guy line back a little bit. So come back to me in a second. What I'll do is bring these pegs out, taut it all up, and then we'll have a little look inside. So essentially we're all done. You've got your tent up. I've put a bit of a bungee cord at the end there to tighten up the ridge line, and I've put a stake in the back to try and tighten it all up. What you can do with these then at the front, fold them over, and you can virtually seal yourself in. What I tend to like to do with this is put a carabiner on here, acts like a bit of a door, keeps the front shut completely. Alternatively, you can fold that right out and open it up. Completely sealed, loads of space. I crawl my little fat backside in. Won't be very discreet, but I can kneel up in here and I can definitely lay down. Completely protected. See the stars. There's that water source, but I don't think it's fresh.
Yeah.
I don't want to spook it, but I don't think that lamb would notice us.
Go on then.
So we've just stumbled through a field with a sign that says ice cream this way.
I think it's gonna like be a hostile trap.
Yeah.
For ice cream, and that's it, Hansel and Gretel, this bitch.
It's the last stop for hikers who get lost on the trail.
Yeah, fed to the sheep.
How cool is that?
Let's go and have a look.
Yeah.
So we've just come across this Risby Flock. I mean, this is where we are right now.
Seen that?
What sign?
Ancient settlement recorded in the Doomsday Book. How cool is that?
Very. But yeah, it looks like, oh yeah, like an honour system type thing. That's so cool, look at that. That's the Viking way that we're going to be doing. I'm guessing...
That's a shame you can't buy that. I think I bought that.
Bags and bubble, please help yourself. This is so cool. I don't think I've got any change on me alright though.
No, I think I don't have. You paid £4 for Risby Grange, long walls, drum. All the medals as well.
Yeah, I was looking at them, all the ribbons and that.
Yeah, ribbons, that's what I meant. Yep, sorted.
Nice. Not sure if that's visible to the camera, but it was an absolute bastard and I just nearly went arse over tit on it.
And we weren't recording either.
Yeah, no cameras out, so there's absolutely no evidence of it.
I'm glad you didn't, mate, because they'd be airlifting you out of there.
Yeah. Although we're heading towards the deer fields, so we're going to try and like keep an eye out and see what we can see, because there's a herd just over there, everywhere. And there's a craps on the other side of these trees because we could see them from the top. But we're just going to have a look.
So probably don't look it, guys, but we're just walking through this deer field. I mean, it obviously looks like a walk through a deer field. The deer give it away, but
it could be for Jurassic Park field.
Yeah,
looking at the fences.
This could be T-Rex's dinner. But anyway, these are probably, I don't know what, 30 metres, 40 metres. I know the phone don't make it look like it, but we're really, really close. They're usually quite friendly. They don't normally really care. I think they're so used to hikers.
True.
Some of these are quite young though.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they're all just going to like shift.
Yeah. I'm just going to keep recording.
Yeah. I think we can just keep walking steady, they'll just piss off.
Hoping they'll just part like the Red Sea.
I wonder if one of these are your girlfriend from jumping into the tent that time. One of them's like, you didn't call me.
You say girlfriend, that I didn't give any consent. Just try not to scare them off.
Yeah, these ones on the right are a lot closer.
Well, these ones are actually coming close. They're exploring. I don't know if they think that I've got food or I am food. But we're being circled.
No, they just want to be back on the path, so they're going going back where there was when we went by.
Well, you say that, but I'm just going to swipe over my back. Purely keeping an eye on these. Problem is that I know this one's close. I know I can't run faster than I did.
But I can run faster than you.
Not with your kneecaps broken, you can't.
Yeah, we're just making sure it's pissed off.
Yeah. How cool is that though? That's the look of terror. I wonder if they think we're feeding them.
Yeah, I don't know. If we keep following these, they might leave the gate open.
I think they think if we follow these, we might not let these escape. Sorry for the poor footage, guys, but I kind of wanted to do a shot of this. Maybe that could be my new name, the Deer Whisperer. They're definitely a fan of me. Anyway, guys, if you don't see us for the rest of the video, you know it went.
Get Kevin Smith to make a film about it. He made tusk, he can make deer.
Yeah, if you don't see us, you know it went Pete Tong. This one is proper close. Like if I stop, this one could probably drink out the water bottle on my back. Probably not look at you guys, but if I reach back there,
You'll lose a finger.
I'll lose a finger. I could touch that deer, I'm sure. Not that you'd want to.
No.
And it's funny, innit? Because the signs say leave the deer alone. There's nothing there saying the deer won't leave you alone.
Yeah, that's it. Support the fetal position.
But honestly, if there was ever a reason to get out of the house, that would probably be it. That's amazing.
I'm more bothered about the flies. So we've just left the deer field, still eyeballing us. Now we're in a sheep field, but we're heading over towards that church over there.
Walesby.
Walesby. Yeah. Right, okay, good. I didn't know the name of it.
I think, well, I don't think it's called the Ramblers Church. It's like 11th or 12th century. I think, reading the signs last time, if I remember rightly, it was built on the grounds of an old church. There was one here before it.
Oh. And
there's some Roman ruins nearby that date back much older.
We'll
But they leave it open for ramblers. There's a little, like a little sign in like a journey type book. They've locked all the altar and stuff up, as you have to these days, unfortunately.
So yeah, we'll get in there and we'll film and we'll have a look, see what it is.
Nice little touch. It's a bit more kept than Skidbrook Church, isn't it?
You can see like the copied layout.
Yeah.
Do you know like the arches here, the two ends? This is like a much smaller version, but if there was a door there, it'd be almost identical.
Yeah, it would. Same age though, I think, as well, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's village to village, isn't it? So, I mean, obviously there's quite a few villages between here and there, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, same. I think it's 11th, 12th century, something like that. I mean, it's called the Ramblers Church, but I bet this would be a nice little, you know, if you were needing somewhere to stop over and the weather weren't very nice. Instead of setting up your pitch, pouring the rain.
I'm assuming there was some sort of collection place.
There is, well, there was in the wall there, because I remember reading a sign last time saying it's collected every day.
Yeah, no, I don't mean like physically to put it, I mean like like a link. Do you know?
Oh, yeah.
If there is one, I'll put it in the link as a description for the upkeep.
Let's have a look.
There you go. So a bit like Skidbrook, it's got the end, but obviously at Skidbrook there was none of this fencing, and it's obviously the bell tower. Inside it, we could see that last time, but all the ropes had gone, the steps had gone, but looking at it, it's cool.
Very similar age as well, this.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's like carbon copy, innit? Do you know, like, they found a design that worked for them and just ran with it. And then you've got the altar up there, which is in a much better state than Skidbrook, which is a massive shame about Skidbrook, not this. But yeah. I mean, even the pews are still in here.
For its age, it's really well kept, isn't it? So 1172, that sign says it was built, and it dates back to earlier than that probably. There's Roman occupation around here that...
Nice.
Really cogs.
Yeah.
Sorry for stopping short there, guys. I had to stop talking for that.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, it's 1 o'clock. But yeah, so 1172, and there's Roman remains found locally, so they suspect it was probably a religious site earlier than 1172 even. But look how well it's kept.
Yeah.
You know, a little shy of 1,000 years old.
That we can't get our roads to not have potholes and...
Yeah, unreal. I'd leave a little message in the Ramblers book. To leave a little touch of wandering soul adventures wherever we go. Liked anything you've seen in this video, or if you haven't liked it but you've got this far, we'd appreciate a sub and a like, or feedback even. Helps us, helps the channel grow, and helps us keep raising money for charity, so we'd really appreciate it. Oh shit.
I could step over it without the steps, but...
Proper rush then to get your phone out of my pocket. Ah well. Could have been better really, guy. He could have done us a favour, couldn't he, and fallen just for the...
To be fair though, I nearly did fall earlier and he didn't have his camera out.
Oh,
It was brown trouser time. It wasn't good.
so funny.
I was like...
That's why you're always on your toes coming down the hill, never lean back.
Yeah, well I was nearly on my ass coming down the hill, so it didn't matter about toes.
It's a good job we didn't really, because he would have been airlifted.
Yeah, because it was pretty steep.
And I said he would have been airlifted because I'd have carried on.
Yeah.
I'd have rung him later, maybe.
Well, we're on flatter ground, I guess. Weirdly, it started raining a minute ago, just spitting and then stopped. Proper odd. Just met a couple, a cool couple.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, they had some tips of places and everything. So we'll have to check them out.
A couple of wild campers as well, so it's not very often you, well, not very often we walk across some wild campers with similar interests.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And I believe they've already subscribed. I think Ewan.
Yeah, Ewan.
Subscribed already. Thank you, buddy. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Great chat. And was it Susie?
Susie, yeah, I think so, yeah.
Apologies, forgot your name wrong, but
I forget his half the time, but yeah.
Lovely to meet you. Thank you for subscribing.
Yeah, so we're going to keep walking along there and I'll see where we end up. Hopefully back near the car.
And don't forget, guys, smash those likes,
Yeah.
give us a thumbs up, and subscribe if you have liked anything you've seen. But more than that, leave us some feedback. You know we love the comments, we love the questions, and we love to learn. So if there's anything we're doing that's absolutely rubbish or anything you want to see, let us know.
Yeah. Obviously, remember how you weighed. It's important. If you're going to be a trolley bitch, don't bother.
Because it's a sensitive little bit.
Yeah. I've got no time for knobheads. Life's too short, and there's like 7 or 8 billion people in the world. I don't mind deleting a few.
Absolutely.
So, right. Anyway, we'll bring you back if we go anywhere that's worth looking at. Right, we'll see you in a bit.
In a bit.
I spoke too soon.
By fall, you better release it.
Well, we came down the road. We didn't realise that we're going back through the fields. And this is where Taylor falls arse over tit. I get a free 250 quid.
You're splitting it if you do.
Yeah, why not?
Mind that fence is a bit wobbly, mate.
So, alright, I'm probably going to fall then.
I don't know if you can tell from that clip actually, but if these guys might not be able to tell. But what we've done is a full loop. So where we were sitting with the ice cream is right at the top of that hill. Where the farmhouse is, and we've basically looped around the big hill. Wales being, we're coming back on ourselves again. I don't know if you've just seen, but this side here, just the field, the other side there, is where the deer were over that field, over the hill we were walking.
Yeah.
Right guys, that's us for the day. We're going to sign off with this beautiful view. Beautiful view.
Not so much, but yeah, unless you're into hillbillies.
Yeah. Again, thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah.
A few nice spots, a little bit of a tarp tent set up, some new subscribers, awesome people. Again, if you've liked anything, give us a thumbs up, share, comment, and subscribe. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
On to the next.
On to the next.